Okay, we're going live. Good morning, happy Friday. We're rolling the whole body today. Hopefully you are prepared with a foam roller. You can have the longer one, tennis ball to hand, or the shorter one. If that is what you have, grab it, let's get going. We're gonna start with the upper back, and we're gonna take it from the upper thoracic. You wanna have your core engaged. Everything is going to be moving from your core. So that means we don't drop out all of our other basics. We've got good alignment, we've got activation of our core zipped up from the perineum so that when we move, we have a point of stability. And we're going to roll 5 times, just straight up and down. So this is of course demo and all of the precautions, take personal responsibility, but I will tell you, if you have excessive extra weight, this is probably not something you want to be doing just generally, because it's going to put a lot of extra pressure on there. There are other things that you can do to get relief, and I'll show some of those. Okay, otherwise, if you're okay with this, then join me through the rolling. From there, after doing the thoracic, we're going to go a little bit down lower. We're going to avoid the kidneys, but we're going to hit that quadratus lumborum. So that is the tissue that wraps around. If this were the spine, it's those muscles that are on the outside, and a lot of times those are super bound up for people. So we're gently going to roll on that. If you've taken any of my classes with the scoliosis piece, you can do the extra work I'll show you. Mike, I know the direction of my curve. If you know that direction of your curve, then you want to roll that piece, and we're just going to roll that tissue around very, very gently. You're not pressing on any of the ribs, so don't put any compression on the ribs. In fact, most of my weight is on my hip or my elbow, and I'm just letting the muscle tissue go in there. We're going to contract for a moment, and then we're going to release over that. So contracting and releasing is a technique that allows for the central nervous system to come back down and release where muscles have been taught to be contracting all day from our improper sitting, from improper movement during the day. So we want to correct that. Okay, so we do both sides. We're going to get that balance of the quadratus lumborum. So remember, we're just doing the muscle tissue. You want to make sure you don't press on any ribs. You're not pressing on any bones. You're just gently rolling the muscle. So we're going to go now to the hip area. We're going to lift up, and we're going to go to where the cap of that pelvis lies. So we've got that hip bone. We're going to go ahead and just get that whole pelvic girdle and all the muscles around there. If you've been doing the work this week, then you'll know how to recognize when you're on a nerve, because you'll start feeling numbness or tingling, so you can get off of that. We're doing about 3 to 5 rolls, just like you would with a rolling pin. That's what we're doing today. We're not going to sit too much on trigger point releasing. You can bring one leg in front so that you can continue that and start to roll a little bit more around to the front into that crevice of the hip flexor. Make sure you're breathing and staying relaxed. Relax in the shoulders and the neck so that you can just focus on what you want to do. So from here, we're going to do a full 360 with our whole body. So right now we're coming to the front, and we're on that hip flexor area right into the tissue of that crevice. You'll roll off that one side and go right to the other, just sandwiching that. So we're just doing the rolling pin, like swaying 3 to 5 rolls. Right now, all we're doing is rolling. Don't get stuck on any trigger points for the most part. We can do that another time. Right now, I just want you to roll and feel the difference. Feel how it feels when you actually roll the whole body completely in this very gentle way. So we've gotten all the way around now. We're back on the glutes. We're back on the other side, just under that pelvis, under that cradle there. The iliac crest, technically, I can call it, but you get the idea, because you can see what I'm doing, right? And hopefully you're able to join a little bit through here. I'm going to roll a little bit over that sacral area just to smooth that out and give that some relief. And then we're going to pop that roller a little bit lower to our hamstring. We can get to the hamstring at the same time. We're just going to do just gentle rolling. Whatever's comfortable, if you can turn your toes in, that's going to help get more of the inside. Then you can roll and turn the toes out. You'll get expert probably after these 5 days. You're probably a little bit more proficient at this whole work. Okay, so we're going to pop over on this side again, and this isn't going to feel super great. Most people's IT bands are really tight. But we're going to come to the front of that, onto the side. We're going to get to that right below the bone. So we're going to take that roller, and it's going to go right below that side hip bone. And you're going to find a band. And it's usually very tender for most people. And then we're going to roll down. So I'm going to roll down through that side. The other leg is supporting and the forearm is supporting, not the shoulder or neck. Use your bone structure so that you're stabilized. Keep your core on, and then you can just roll through that 3 to 4 times. If it's excruciating, the things that I need to remind you are you hydrated? Because if you're not hydrated, this is going to really be miserable. Tissue needs to be hydrated to function the best. So we'll go through that. Now, same type of thing. We're going to do a full 360. As we go, we're going to do quads. We're going to do turning the toes in, and that'll get inside. Go straight, and you can even do a couple of extension and flexions. And then we're going to rotate those knees out, and you can even move a little bit. So there's range of motion that we love as well. So right now we're still doing the rolling. Then I'm going to turn to the other side, and I'm going to roll up on that IT band. We're just keeping it moving gently. You're listening to your body. If it doesn't feel right, you know what to do. You're the boss of your body, meaning you know best. Take responsibility, listen to the body, stay connected, and you're going to be just fine. So we roll through there, getting the tops of those legs. Now we're going to hit the bottom. We just really focused on calves the other day and the feet. Right now we're going to very simply roll them 3 to 4 times. So you can bring the roller to your ankles, and then you can use this without too much pressure, or you can let all the pressure if you have the strength in your upper body. You may not, and that's okay. I certainly don't want your wrists to be overworked. For me, this is great because I can also get a little bit of upper body work, whereas I may not be doing it regularly, like push-ups or such. But this is an opportunity. If you know your body enough, you turn on your core, you're getting a great ab workout. Get your arms in correct alignment. You're getting great tricep work right now. Okay, so we're going to rotate toes out, toes in. That's going to get all of that rolled. And we're going to do the same type of thing in that full circle. So we're going to come down on top of those shins, not on the bones, but we're going to go on the actual muscle part. And we want to roll that tissue. Okay, so you can do it one leg at a time, or you can do both depending on how much weight that is for you. Make sure your core's on, make sure you have good stability. So there's a lot happening here. General work. My core is engaged, my upper body is working, right? And that's really, when we start looking at functional movement, which is what we specialize in here at Yogalachi, corrective exercise and functional movement. Everything we do is about aligning the body, having the correct muscles activated, and then taking it from there, right? And operating that way in everything you do, not just in the gym, not just when you're in an exercise class. So we'll do those forearms. We're kind of covering everything. We're getting some pretty good coverage there. And then we can do the triceps. I'm going to go down a little bit lower in there. We can go into that crevice And then we'll do a little bit of that serratus very, very gently. Make sure you're really being gentle with that serratus. Because remember, we're just doing a cursory of the entire body. We're not focusing on trigger points. But I want you to feel how different this feels when you do just some good rolling, how it invigorates and enlivens the body. Okay, 2 areas that we haven't done, and we're going to pull out the tennis ball for it. We haven't done the hands, and we haven't done the feet. So I want to show you with the tennis ball what the hands and feet look like when we roll them out, okay? So with the tennis ball, super simple, we can actually roll all this tissue that can get bound up and that causes the carpal tunnel, all of that. So all we're going to do is just roll the tennis ball between our hands. And then we're going to roll those fingers as well. You can do some squeezing. That's the contract release. I kind of go into this deeper in sessions, in classes with me. So if you're looking for something like that or you would like some support, let me know. I'm available. I have a couple more spots for one-on-one, and then we have some room in our small group training. Of course, live streaming. That's all we're doing right now is live streaming. But you get a lot more attention and we can focus on your needs. So if you're looking for something like that, please reach out to me. Let me know. You can either call me directly or you can email me. All right, same thing. We're going to do this on the feet. So I'm going to tilt this down so you can see the feet. Feet are hugely neglected, so let's make sure we don't neglect them. With this foam roller doesn't really get that. I mean, you can roll, right? So we can roll and that feels not too bad, but this tennis ball really can help. So you can see my toes. I'm wrapping them all the way around, and this is really important because we wear braces around our feet, right? I had spent years wearing super pointy, tight shoes, and you can see the shape of my foot as a result. And we need to restore that because the bunions come from our feet being packaged into and our bones not being able to move the way they need to. And that then in turn causes a whole can of worms. So gently on the feet, there's a lot of reflex points on the feet, but there's still tissue there. So take a few moments to roll on there. You can see from this side, I'm going to show you how I'm rolling, and I'm rolling with my toes. So we want to get all of that going and opening that up. If you have not done this and your feet are tended to be in shoes a lot, this could be really miserable. But I can tell you, if you stick with it and you open up those toes and you get them back to where they need to be, it will make a difference in your whole body, in your total body. So we want to start thinking a whole body, looking at our body as a whole composite, not just one part at a time. We want to look at the whole thing. It's the same thing with our immune system. We want to be looking at how we can take care of our whole selves. That's not just our physical body with viruses, but there's also the mental and emotional viruses we need to be really leery of right now, okay? So be mindful of that. Take the basics, keep your basics in, right? Fundamentals for the human body, but there's also a human spirit and the emotions, the mental part of it. So we want to really hone in on self-care of holistically, taking that whole component. All right, so hopefully you've done some of that rolling with me all the way through your entire body, and I'll get down here with you. So hopefully that's helped this week. We're gonna put the rollers away, but you can always come back and watch these videos on our Facebook page. And then if you want some personal attention, you need some help specifically with corrective exercise, absolutely reach out to me. I'm here for you. I'm going to keep doing this through the end of March, the 8 a.m. and the 4 p.m. So join me in March. The only day I'm not going to do it is on Sunday. Totally off, unplugged on Sunday. So just be here if you want some support. I'm here to help you. And yeah, we are going to make things happen. Thank you for the love. Sending you love right back, okay? Enjoy. Make sure you ask any questions. And over the next few days, I'm happy to specifically focus on something for you. Tonight we're doing Tai Chi. So at 4 p.m., join me for Tai Chi. We'll do a full Tai Chi form, very simple Tai Chi form. Don't get scared. It's not complicated. You're not doing 78 forms. But we are going to do a very beautiful flowing Tai Chi form, very restorative, helps with balance and focus. In the meantime, hydrate, add fresh lemon to your water. We know science is showing us even now, we've known this forever, but now science is telling us it helps with that virus. It helps to curtail that, not only the vitamin C, but also the limonene that's in it, the acidic pieces of it can help stave off, boosts the immune system. What else? I was going to say one other thing. Well, hydrating with the lemon water is really good. I'm adding cayenne pepper, just a tiny little sprinkle. If you've ever heard of Master Cleanse Diet, I used to do that in the 80s, and I still love that drink. So I add my high grade, dark amber maple syrup, just a little bit, with the lemon and with the cayenne pepper, and it's a fabulous drink. I'm drinking that throughout the day, probably about 2-3 quarts a day of warm, sometimes even hot, and that's just been really clearing me. I still have the mucus, but I'm a fan of dairy, and so you can tell that. But that's all I have to say, and I'm going to send you off to a fabulous Friday. I'll see you tonight if you join us, okay? Is it normal for this to be painful when you first start? Oh my gosh. Yes, Sharon. If I didn't say that, rolling is a new experience. People tend to avoid it after they've tried it one time because they don't understand what's happening. So imagine if your hair's all tangled, but you're going to get it straight. You want to straighten your hair, right? So if it's all tangled, it's not going to be super comfortable to untangle it at first. So your body is like a matrix of all these fibers. Literally, your body has billions of fibers. And so if there's a lot of pain or it's bunched up, there are tangles. And so when we roll over those tangles, they can be excruciating. And the hydration helps. If you're not hydrated, that's definitely going to exacerbate the pain. And all this week I've kind of talked about it. So go back and review the morning videos. They're just like 10-15 minutes max. And you can really learn a lot as far as the rolling, and then the trigger point therapy release techniques. They're a little bit different. So just be mindful of that, because you want to look for that trigger point, and then we stay on trigger points. Like today, we didn't stay on any of the trigger points. We were just rolling, kind of doing gentle. Well, gentle is relative, right? Because if you're in pain, like right now where I'm rolling, when I first did this 20 years ago, I would not be able to be on this because I would literally be in tears. But now when I roll it, I'm like, whoa, there's a bunch of muscles that are bound up. My goodness. And I'm aware of it, and then I know what I need to do. Then I can practice range of motion. Once you've done that, what's really great is you will see, like just experiencing this and practicing it, you will feel the difference, and then you'll realize, oh, this is really valuable. This is really helpful. And it doesn't cost me that much, and I can do it on my own. I mean, wouldn't it be great to get a daily massage, right? It'd be awesome. Maybe not the deep tissue massage every day, but just now, even when I'm talking and we've done this rolling for 10, 12 minutes, my body, my energy is like this, but my body right now feels alive, and I don't feel like I have a bunch of pockets of tension. And so that's why it's such a valuable tool. I mean, I really wish I had invented this, but it's available at pretty much any grocery store. I know our local Fred Meyers have it, Target, and I have made my own foam roller with a noodle, like a swim noodle, and then I pushed, because the swim noodle has a hole, I put a dowel. I found a dowel size to go in there. And that works really well for me, especially because these sometimes are pretty precarious because they're big. But yeah, so there's different things that you can do when you kind of get into it. And I'm happy to help if you want to know some more tips on it, or if you want to make your own foam roller, or all of that. So just ask your questions, and I'm always willing to help. Oh, good. I'm so glad it's helpful. I really am. Yeah, so fabulous. Keep me posted on anything that you need. If there's anything you want me to make a video or do a live on, and I'll help you through it, okay? Be well, be safe, be happy. Let's connect to that happy place and then breathe, right? Okay, peace and blessings. I'll see you at 4.